I'm good like your smile.
Thank you so much.
Patricia Wagner,
Yes.
can you introduce yourself to my audience?
Yes, so my name is Patricia Wagner. I am based in the UK and I am a TV producer and an author. So I created a Christian TV program called Freedom and Life Now. It was on TV here in the UK last year, and I also published a book. I'm also a model and an actress, and I am also the founder of a Christian ministry and a church here in the UK. And yes, that is all about me. I am very passionate about helping people. I have a charity initiative that I started in 2013 called the Gift Program. And so I love helping others. The Gift Program is about serving the underserved. So we work in Kenya at the moment, and we give food to people who don't have enough. And yes, I also have a very powerful life testimony that I want to share with people, because I want to encourage people to know that, whatever has happened to them in the past, their broken past doesn't need to be their future. They can still succeed in life despite everything that happened before to them. And that is what I like to do through my testimony, to inspire people.
Okay, so you're a multitasker and multi-talented.
Sorry?
So you are a multitasker and a multi-talented person.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me here today.
I want to know about you from the beginning, when you started your career, when you started thinking about to do all those things in your life.
Okay, so I want to start with my childhood. So basically, I am from Cameroon in Africa, and when I was 10 years old, I was adopted. Um, I was adopted, and so I was separated from my parents because I was adopted by a family member. And so at the age of 10, I moved to France, and my father's sister adopted me. So I wasn't with my parents anymore. And also in my life, from a young age, I was regularly kissed by older men as well in their 20s, but no one knew. My parents were not aware. And then at the age of 10, I was adopted. So when this family member adopted me and three cousins of mine, and so what happened is that when I was in France, then we had to call this family member. She was the only person that we can call our mother. We couldn't see our parents as our real parents anymore. She didn't want that. And it became very traumatic for me, because only her, she wanted to be the only person we call mom. And so even when we were writing letters to our parents, we had to see our parents as our aunt and uncle, not as our real parents. And so I started, I wasn't happy at all. I wasn't happy, and I started staying outside overnight, and I would hang out with gang guys in my neighborhood, and I would do bad things. And also the clothes that the family member who adopted us wanted us to wear, they were very old fashioned. So at school, people would laugh at us. And so I wanted to be nice looking. I wanted to be looked at as someone who's pretty. So I also started stealing clothes in stores and all that. And what I would do is that when I come out of the house in the morning, I'm wearing the clothes that my family member, she wants us to wear. And then on the way to school, I would hide somewhere outside and I would change my clothes so that people wouldn't laugh at me at school. Yes. And so it was a pretty tough childhood, and it was very traumatizing for me, you know. And so I lived for 7 years in France, and I wasn't happy at all. And so what I used to do is that sometimes after school, I wouldn't come back to the house, you know. I would just go and I would be hanging out with gang guys in my neighborhood, you know, and I wouldn't come back, you know. And maybe I would just come back home the next morning, you know. So my life, it was a very, very difficult for me. And in the letters that we used to send our parents, you know, we had my family member, my aunt, she would read the letters before we send them. So I couldn't tell my parents how much I was suffering. Sometimes I used to cry and I used to pray to God, you know, please take me out of this house, you know. It used to be my prayer that take me out of here. I don't want to live here anymore, you know. So it was difficult. And then the gang guys that I was hanging out with, they were also very bad. So they would hang out with me, and then sometimes when they see me outside during daytime, then they would throw stones at me, like, you know, I'm a bad girl. So no one knew, you know, everything really that I was experiencing. And so one day, once I did my A levels in France, my father came and he took me, he brought me to Germany. And in Germany, I was thinking that it would be a new, fresh start for me. But there as well, things started going wrong in my life, you know, in Germany. I started consuming cannabis. I started smoking cigarettes, and I also started hanging out with people who smoke cannabis all day long. And I also entered a very violent relationship where, you know, we used to fight up to the point that the police had to be called. And so I knew that I'm destined, you know, for greatness, you know, but things seem to go wrong in my life, you know, when I'm destined to be this great woman. And so when in Germany, because everything was going wrong, and me and my boyfriend, you know, we used to fight. The police used to be called. You know, my father, he told me, okay, why don't you try to make a fresh start again? Why don't you back to France, Paris, or you go to the UK? And I never thought about coming to the UK. So I looked and I decided to move to the UK. And here in the UK, I continued to be addicted to cannabis. I continued to be addicted to cigarettes. And then I had a son. I had a son here. And my boyfriend and I, we got married. Yes. And then we are now divorced, but we had a son together. But the violence was still going on in our relationship. There was still violence there, you know. And so when I had my son, and you know, I was still addicted to cannabis, and I was still doing all these things, you know. During my pregnancy, I didn't smoke, but as soon as he was born, I went back to cannabis. I went back to smoking cigarettes. And so one day, you know, the people from the government, then they started proceedings to take my son away, you know. And that is the moment where I realized that, you know, my life had to change. You see, that I had to step up and something has to change, you know. So I started going to church on a regular basis, you know. I wanted to just have a relationship with God, and I wanted to, you know, I wanted things to change in my life, you see. And from that moment, everything began changing, you know. I decided that you know, I wasn't going to fail anymore. And so my life changed. I stopped smoking cannabis. I stopped smoking cigarettes. I started looking at the greatness, the talents that God has put in me. And I started deciding to become a successful person in life. And I started deciding to leave my past behind and to become a great person. And so the people from the government, when they saw that my life was changing, they stopped the court proceedings. They didn't want to take my son away anymore. And I started then looking for work. I started working in customer service because I'm very good at building great relationships with people. I'm very good. And I love that. So I worked in customer service for very big and known companies. And after that, I decided that I didn't want to work anymore. I wanted to start doing my own thing and also my business. And that is when now I looked at launching my TV program and also my charity initiative, and doing my business. And what I want to tell someone out there, who's listening to my story is that, today I'm a powerful woman. Today I'm a successful woman, but I came from a background where things were broken. Things were broken in my life before. And so your broken past doesn't have to be your future. You can turn your life around and you become the greatest version of yourself.
This is really, I never heard this kind of story before.
Yes, I know.
It contains
That's why
a
I
lot of,
told you. Yes,
yeah, your past contains a lot of negative, and you came out of that negative. Now you're positive.
yes,
I saw you talking with a person yesterday. I joined in that video call. I
yes,
was just observing you talking about women, and also a woman messaged in between the conversation, and you was giving answer to that sentence
yes,
about relationship, the fight between a couple.
yes,
I really loved that the way you said. I felt that tomorrow I'm going to talk with a person who is very powerful, who is very
yes,
good in talking, and
yes,
I can say this is one of the best uh, videos I
yes.
did. I can say that because I already did 50 videos, and I had
Wow.
talked with different country people, Netherlands, Russia, Sri
Yes,
Lanka,
yes,
West Africa, and all. And
yes,
yeah, and I feel very happy and uh,
yes.
to tell your story to my audience.
Thank you so much. I am so honored. I'm so happy, and I thank you so much for the opportunity because it's very powerful. And I think that you are such a great person. What you are doing is so powerful, and it will inspire a lot of people.
And I want to know what made you to uh, come out from that negative mindset? What actually, who inspired you?
So the person who inspired me the most, to be honest, it was God. So I'm a Christian now. I believe in God. And to be honest, it's God who changed my life because people, people in my family, people, they gave up. People thought that I was lost. People thought that I would never fly, you see. And people were talking and saying that, look at her, look at what has happened to her. Nothing was working, And the what happened is that moment where I decided, a friend invited me to church, and then I started going. But I was still consuming cannabis and all that. And that moment when um, uh, um, they were trying to take my son away, the government, is the moment where I realized that if I lose my son, then this is not acceptable. I need to start coming out of this, and I need to change my life. And my biggest motivation became to go to church. I would go there, I would listen to the messages, and I would start applying them in my life, and I would start changing. things, every time I listen to the message that this is not right, then I would want to stop doing that as well, you see. So the change didn't happen overnight. It was step by step. Every message that I was listening to when I was sitting at church, I decided to apply it in my life and to say, no, I don't want to smoke cannabis anymore. I don't want to smoke cigarettes anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be a good woman, because I realized that I was created to be a good person. But maybe just all this stuff was happening. And so that started coming out, and I started now seeing that I have some gifts, I have some talents. I should use them, and I should inspire people, and I should, be a great
So what actually made you to start a charity?
is ah sorry.
What actually made you to start a charity and help people?
It's something in my heart. I love helping people. I just love it because of what I've been through in life. There were moments in my life where no one was there for me. You know, Even with my family, I had problems. You see, uh, and they thought that I was lost. You know, and there were moments where I didn't have money. I didn't have food to eat, you see. And my family member, I had problems with them, you see. And I was just alone. I didn't have money, I didn't have food. And I understand how it is not to have something. I understand how it is when you don't have food, when you don't have money, and there's no one there for you, because I went through it. And that is why, it is important for me to help people who are in that situation. People that they don't have food, they don't have money, but no one is there for them. That's the kind of people that I want to reach out to, and I want to help through my charity.
So you lived in different countries. You came from Africa and you went to France. Now you are living in UK. You have seen different country people. What is the difference that you observed?
I've lived in Germany as well before
Okay.
living in the UK. So I would say the difference is, in France, people are more conservative a little bit, They do things the way that they've always known how to do them. And maybe they are not, it can be difficult for them to open up to new changes. So they do things the way that they've always done. And in France, there are not so many opportunities. I think that France, they could be more open-minded. But I love the French food, and I miss the French food, because the French food is the best. I love it. In Germany, people are, a little bit more open-minded than in France. But again, I like Germany actually. I had a very good time. I lived there for 4 years. I had a very good time there. And so Germany, I would say maybe they could improve the food, but it's good. They're a little bit more open-minded, and I liked it. And the UK, so far, is the country that I love the most. Many opportunities to do business, many opportunities, and the system is not complicated. If you want to start your own business, very simple, and also you can work. You can go to work, you earn your money every Friday, your money comes in your bank account. And so I love that the system is easy in the UK, simple, and a lot of opportunities to become very big here in the UK. And that's what I love. But Germany and France is a little bit more challenging to become big. But in the UK, it's easier, much easier. And people are more open-minded here as well. You know.
Okay. Okay. So what is your educational qualification?
So I have E level, which is the equivalent of the French baccalaureate. So I have that. And I don't have a university degree. So I didn't go to 3 years, so I don't have a bachelor, but I am studying right now a diploma in leadership and management. So when I'm done, yes, normally by August, I will have my diploma in leadership and management.
That's great.
Thank you so much.
So the change, what actually you learned from the change? You have seen negative the past. Now you are a producer, TV producer. You are
Yes,
creating things. You are listening
yes,
to things. You're
yes,
making things.
yes,
You're making other person to listen to you, and you're
yes,
inspiring people. And
yes,
you understood about bad, and you
yes,
understood about good. The difference you observe, and you're teaching people what to do and what not to do right now today.
yes, yes.
What all this in your life? Why all this? Negative,
Uh,
positive, good, bad.
Repeat the question, please.
I'm asking good, bad, ugly, fantastic. You have seen everything in your life.
Yes, yes.
So what do you say about all this?
Um, what I would say is that, this is life. Life is going to be like that. God in the Bible, he never promised that the journey is going to be free of challenges. So we need to know that the journey is going to have challenges. There are going to be challenges. There are going to be situations we didn't expect. There are going to be negative situations, but there are also going to be good opportunities, good situations, good things happening. And what we need to know is how to prepare ourselves to overcome the negative. And because if we believe that everything is good, there are no challenges, then it's not the truth. We need to teach people that we are going to face those challenges, but if we prepare ourselves and we know how to overcome them, then we are going to overcome them and move forward, you see, in life. We are not going to be stuck. We just need to know how to overcome the negative things we are facing so that we can move forward and we can move higher in life, you see? And we need to appreciate the good things that happen and celebrate them, and just be prepared for the negative. If you know how to overcome, then you are going to be fine. The problem is when you believe that you cannot overcome it, you believe that you cannot do anything about it, then that is when you are overcome by it. But I want to tell people that you can overcome. Find out how to overcome and overcome. And also be prepared in your mind that life is made of challenges. That's how it is. But if we keep working on ourselves, then we are giving ourselves a better.
So you're saying that you're going to face the tough situations for sure, and be prepared for the tough situations, and be ready to win.
Yes, yes, yes,
You
that is
win.
correct.
So, what is your work as a TV producer? What is the show that you run?
It's called Freedom and Life now. Um, I'm taking a break at the moment, but I'm looking at going back on TV. And Freedom and Life now is I share messages of faith with people, and I teach them about a specific topic. And I also have some guests who join me, who share about their own experiences, and they also share their message with my audience watching the show.
Okay, that's great idea. So I saw your book on Amazon
Oh,
before.
thank you.
Yeah, before
Oh,
before talking with
sorry.
you. Yeah, it's okay. So before doing this interview, I thought I should know about you.
Yes,
So
yes,
I saw your profile and I went to the Amazon link that you shared. I have seen the
yes.
book. Can you explain about it?
Yes, so something that has thank you so much for looking into it, by the way. I think it's very, very, very good, very powerful. So something that has really inspired my journey, my faith journey, prayer and fasting. It has been a very powerful because there are things like, for example, addiction to cannabis, addiction to cigarette, things like that, to fast and pray, it has helped me to be able to overcome those things. So this book is just about your faith journey. You can fast for 40 days. You decide that you are either going to fast from food, maybe from 6 p.m. to midnight, you don't eat food, or from 6 a.m. in the morning to 6 p.m., you don't eat food. And what you do is that you pray, and you pray toward something you want to see change in your life. If you're having an addiction, you can pray, ask God to remove that addiction from your life. And what my book does is that I give you the 40 prayers that you can use as you are fasting. You don't need to fast from food necessarily. It can be social media. You don't go on it for 40 days, and you decide that you're just going to focus on praying. Yes, for the 40 days, and you are going to use every message in the book, then every day, you know, and you will do that for 40 days. And after that, you should have a testimony.
Okay. What is your age?
I am 32 years old. I will be 33 next month.
Next month. Happy birthday in advance.
Thank you so much. And what is your age?
How much do you think?
I think 23.
I'm 28.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. You look very young. Very good.
I have completed my master's. I did master's. I'm master
Wow,
of technology. I have
wow.
3 websites. I'm a
Yes,
blogger
yes,
and I'm a sportsman. I played for
yes.
national tournaments as a
Wow.
cricketer,
Yes,
and
yes.
now I started uh, a YouTube channel, and I have 4,000 followers in Instagram
Wow, wow.
and and 5,000 uh, followers in both my Facebook accounts. So
Wow.
I'm an influencer. I influence people.
Yes,
Today, I just want to know about yourself. I want to show what actually you are to my audience. I'll do more videos with you by talking about different topics that you learned in your life. And
yes,
I have questions about
yes,
different things because you are the person who experienced everything in your life, the relationships,
yes,
and the flaws and the mistakes
yes,
that people do in the connection when they get
yes,
connected, what they are doing and what they should not do,
yes,
about relationship, about
yes,
life, about human emotions, about human
yes,
psychology,
yes,
about thinking, about
yes,
how to think, the way of thinking, and
yes.
winner thinking and loser thinking. I know this this topic you will explain in a better way because you have seen the worst in your life, and yeah,
Yes,
seriously, I think if you want to become strong in your life, you have to face the worst. That is what even I want God to give the worst in my life. Nobody asked
yes,
God to give this. But
Yes.
to become more strong, if I want to become like you, being a
Yes.
woman, you're very strong, your words are effective, and I want to show your talent to my audience by talking about different topics. And I want to talk less in this video. And so you're actor too, you're actress.
Yes, yes, I'm just starting right now. So this year I'm doing some acting stuff, and I am involved with some I am involved with a platform that they work with some Hollywood actors. So we have self-tape challenges that we have to do every month, and our self-tapes are reviewed by some Hollywood industry experts. And last week we had a Q&A with an Hollywood actor. He was in Pirates of the Caribbean, and I am hoping that I'm going to have a very big break, and I'm going to be cast for a big role in a blockbuster movie, because many students who are on that platform, they have been cast in very big blockbuster movies. So it's a very, 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 very powerful platform. So maybe you are going to see me in a movie very soon. I am going. One thing that I have understood is that I am not going to let my past stop me from doing big things. And so I'm going for very big things. So many are connected to that company. So I just need to fit, to be the right fit for the role, and I would be cast. So we are going to see what's going to happen. We are going to see.
Recently in India, a Bollywood actor called Sushant
Yes,
committed suicide. So because I don't know the reason, I don't
yes,
know what exactly made him to commit suicide. The people who followed him, who watched him, I want them to watch my video, and I want to watch you in the video, in this video, who is growing in her life, who started from somewhere and who is going somewhere, which is quite opposite, completely
yes,
opposite.
yes,
Committing
yes.
suicide for some reason is not the good idea.
No,
So
no. And I want to say that as well, during the time that I was in Germany, and even when I came here to the UK, before, because of the cannabis that I used to consume, I also went through suicidal thoughts in my life. And twice I was sent to a psychiatric hospital for 7 days because of suicidal thoughts. So everything was bad. And I was looking at my life, and I wanted to die. And so I understand about that, you see, because I went through that, in Germany, and then here in the UK as well. And it's very horrible. And I'm so happy that I came out of it, and that today I'm really successful. I'm a different version of myself. And I went through that as well. I went through that as well, and it was bad, because when it happens, people of your family, they think that you are lost. And today, everyone looking at me, they are amazed, because they know how my life was, and they look at me and they say, wow, look at her today. So, it's a very bad place to be in, but I think we can help people through what we teach them, that they can talk about it, and their life can improve.
okay, you're good in explaining things.
Thank you so much.
Is there anything else you want to say to my viewers?
I want to first of all say thank you that you discovered me and that you invited me on your platform. I am looking forward to doing more videos with you. I am so grateful. I think you are a very, very, very good person, very talented. And I want to see how far you come in life. I think you are going to go very far. And I am so happy that I know you. And I want to tell everyone listening today the message that we always share is that your broken past doesn't have to be your future. You need to depart from the voices in your head or even the voices through other people that are telling you that you cannot make it because this and that happened in your life, because you were suicidal, you were sent to a psychiatric facility for to spend some time there, then your life is over. And because you made a mistake in life, your life is over. No, that is the biggest lie that you have ever heard. I am the proof that it is not the case, because I went through all that and today I am successful. So I want to tell everyone that it's a lie. Your life can change. You can turn your life around and become the best version of yourself. You become the successful person that you ever dreamt of being. And that is my key message.
I'm feeling very less
Listen.
because I'm not too strong like you, but I
Yes,
should become strong like you.
yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for giving your valuable time to me and sharing
Thank
your experience and telling some good words and inspiring people. Your story itself is inspiring to a lot of people. I want to buy your book someday from
thank you.
Amazon, and I'll
Wow.
put your book in the video of this description. Can I put this video on YouTube?
Yes, please. Please.
Mm.
Please. And I want to tell
Thank-
you that you are very strong. Look at what you are doing. Look at what you have achieved. You are very strong. You are just going to get bigger. That's what's going to happen. You're just going to get bigger and bigger, but you are very strong. Yes, thank you so much for this opportunity.
I'm making audience to wait for some days. I'll I'll do one more video with this woman and I'll talk about different topics with this woman.
Yes,
Definitely you will see what exactly works to become stronger. I'll ask you more questions.
yes.
I'll ask you a lot of questions in coming videos. Thank you so much again, TV producer.
Thank you so much. Can you send me the pictures of the recording on Instagram? Some pictures?
Yeah, I'll send you the pictures. Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
of our call. Yes?
Yeah, definitely. I'll send you.
Yes.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so
Thank
much.
you again.
Thank you, Terry. Yes.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.